and their individual pages and just sharing it so everybody can see them live in studios. We are going to illuminate the night tonight with Signal Band, and we're going to be giving just love and love alone. Keep it locked to the In the Spotlight radio show. Let us acknowledge Q95 FM for giving us the opportunity to do this every Monday night. And it is our pleasure to be here to do it for you as well. We acknowledge Josephine Gabriel and Company Limited, the Garaway Hotel, Dominican News Online, Innovate Multimedia, my assistant producer here, Khadisha, and the guests on the program tonight. So those of you listening near and far, or those of you viewing, thank you for choosing us tonight. We're coming right back with Signal Band. They're in the spotlight tonight on the In the Spotlight radio show. That's going to trouble my hand too?
Yeah. I need to get like almost
oh.
faces. That kind of body move up more, but moving forward. Right, so I can get all of it.
Okay. And he has to move a little bit more.
You'll have to like come like together.
We're not asking you to stick up, but just.
Yeah, the real beautiful.
You understand? Yeah, wow. I know that, right? Oh my goodness.
No, you're going more down, you have to come out towards it.
More up.
Yeah. Closer. Right. You gotta go more down.
Nah, tough.
Yeah, other times it used to allow us.
I know, but like I would have to move it back and it might trouble your hands. I have to like move it all the way back like that.
Wow.
Exactly.
It was real. I'll try my best.
Yeah, just try to remember it there.
All you live here? I remember that,
Yeah.
On social media.
Sorry?
We don't want the guests forgetting themselves because there's a whole other audience going on right there.
The line never goes off.
Shelly, be yourself. Bless.
Did he say something bad? Of course not. Now, where is Hassan to get me this song?
Still?
Where he said to
He
me?
said Q95 music. Then
Wanna ask him?
Q95 library, music library. I used to work here.
Is that so?
We about to
Oh, somebody says ready to receive love. Oh.
This one.
I don't know where to look for that, Hassan. Where do I go? Remember, I'm familiar with what I do.
Alright, he's saying the music drive on the Booyah music.
Okay. Music drive showing on the.
Booyah dancer. Did you scroll yeah, thanks for us.
You get it?
2018 and see what's there? Nothing.
Yes, look there. Look some there.
Signal. You folder, I just see signals. Best you just use the album CD. Yeah?
It's okay. Let's still put what's there that I can have easy access to. And then we'll link up the CD right there.
You see the player down.
Let's use the CD.
Let's go to music. Let's still just search signature, please.
Signature?
Yeah, just search that. Hold on. Go ahead.
Type signature.
And if it's that slim like, because I don't see no folder there as yet. We need a folder. Yeah, go in that 718. That for signature. Boom. Walk out.
Awesome.
Yes, sir. Remember that.
You see, all you should be talking to those people on Facebook still while we're there.
You
You understand me? That is where Jelani, your job comes in. You understand?
Okay.
Press attache.
Did I move everything? I moved everything, right? Yes.
Somebody says they're listening from St. Martin.
Yeah, well, let me go up all the.
No, I'm not doing that SMT. SM Vlog, wow, come on now.
Oh Lord.
So I understand. Like, as an inside joke.
Outside the way.
Just done good.
Okay, guys, are we ready?
Ready.
I need to play something to start. I'm sorry. And you know it's what I have to play.
He's who?
What's that now? I didn't bring my tablet.
I don't know.
Huh?
Mama,
I think you could refer this one as their breakout song. They might agree or disagree, I don't know, but I think so. They say love is the international language. Everybody speaks love. I want to hear this one in Creole, in Spanish, in Russian. All right. Good night, gentlemen.
Good night.
How is everybody?
Well, I'm feeling bright because I'm in the spotlight.
I like that. You practice that one, you think so?
Not natural.
All right, that was Sheldon. Sheldon, please introduce yourself.
Well, my birth name is Sheldon Miguel Alfred.
Miguel.
Yeah.
Alright.
My initials is SMA and I went to SMA. I just have to
Interesting.
put it out there. And on stage I go by the name of Shelly. I used to go by the name of Professor, but I'm now just Shelly.
That was Calypso.
Yeah, but when I come out to myself. Yeah, but I'm Shelly and I am the lead singer, co-founder of Signal Band.
Lead singer, co-founder of Signal Band. Okay, next.
Hi, good night. I'm a cadet.
Did he just say hi? Good night.
Yeah.
Contestant number 2.
I'm a cadet, lead singer. I didn't go SMA, I went to go to secondary. I just run all that, so I'm a cadet. But no, you go by school.
Cool.
Yeah, I've been in the Signal Band for a little while. The man they check me, happy,
Okay.
You don't know what me?
But that's why we're here.
What do you do in the band now?
I like it.
Okay, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that a little bit. Let's allow Jelani to introduce himself.
Yeah, good morning. Hey, good night, everybody. You don't know already. We're in the spotlight. My name is Jelani Robinson, manager of the band. Contestant number 3.
Yes, good night to you, Fudina, and of course, all the listeners.
I think you're the only person who addressed me so far tonight. You
Yeah.
did, right?
I was getting
Yes. You was waiting for the second question in the competition, right? Wrong 2. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, and I want to say especially good evening to the ladies listening out there, you know, my ladies, I really get involved.
Oh, you're a lady.
Right. All right.
I'm Beetle J,
Mm-hmm.
as you know, one of the lead singers at the front of Signal Band, also one of the founders, co-founders as well. Shall we say even to SMA, I went to SMA as well. He wasn't there, he wasn't there.
No, man. I think you're a little way ahead.
Yeah, go way ahead.
Yes.
You know? Yeah. So this is me, Beetle J, and we just in the spotlight tonight. Everyone listening out there, call your friends, call your moms, call your dads, call your foreigners, everybody. Let them know that Signal Band is on the spotlight tonight. Boom.
Good job. Look at that, man.
Good night to listeners, my name is Daniel Green. I'm the lead keyboardist and producer, music producer and co-founder.
Okay.
I'm the
Alright.
co-founder.
You're busy. Yeah, free from this man here.
It's open and over.
Who's going to tell me about who's not here?
Sheldon. See that you only form a band, you know.
Okay, just a quick rundown of the band. Akim Hazel is our drummer from Goodwill. On keyboards we have Daniel Green, who is right here, as well as his brother by blood, Darren Green, as our second keyboardist, and he's also a graphic designer as well.
I'm bad leader.
And he's the band leader now. He has assumed the position when Jelani took me out as the band leader. We'll talk about that as well. And on bass guitar, we have Giovanni Green. He started off in the band as a guitarist, and now he's a bass guitarist. Our singers are myself, Bitoje, all here. Myself, Bitoje, and Anwar. Our engineer's name is Raymond Sylvester. Our road manager is Darren and Donnell's brother, who is Dylan.
Okay.
We'll get into that as well.
3 brothers.
Yeah, 3 brothers. So he's our road manager, and really, when Jelani feels lazy, he does the work. And
It's most times.
and then Jelani. So we have a 10-man band. Yeah.
10-member band.
Yeah.
We are going to, before we talk about the band itself, I need to know a little bit more about each one's role. So Jelani, as the manager, what is your role as the manager of the band?
Where do I start? Okay, I'll start by saying, just to make sure everything is done at a professional level, I don't get involved in music, to be honest. I don't try to get involved in, like you say, we're doing roles now, so my role is not to interfere with the music of the band, but all the business. So making sure guys get paid on time, making sure Sheldon doesn't harass me, making sure deadlines are met for music, releases and stuff like that, making sure everything, contracts are signed, contracts are followed, and just making sure the image of the band, that the image we're trying to portray is upheld all the time, and so my role is basically to just keep them in check, you know, and while it's doing that, obviously get the marketing and promotion of the whole band and group out there. So my role is very broad because at the end of the day I lead 9 men, so I have to assume the position of manager for 9 people at a time. So it's kind of challenging, but I enjoy it. So
You use the term keep them in check. Are you able to do that? And how do you do that?
Honestly,
They're laughing at you, Jelani. I'm sorry.
I'm just trying to know this. But to be honest, I think this is I've been playing team since under 15. I know what team is supposed to be like. I can safely say this is one of the better teams I've been working with for a very long time. The guys in the band are older than me, but the respect level I cannot fault it. I mean, they will tell you about it that when it comes to our discipline level in the band, it's extremely high. So it's very smooth sailing. In checking in the sense that I don't want them to get too comfortable with whatever we do. Whatever we do, there's always a higher point. So right now we have Anybody Love. I still think Sheldon can get a better song than that. So that's the kind of way we think, you know, and believe that everything we do, that is not the limit. So in checking in the sense that we have to always remain, even if we, right now, things going our way, but we have to remember that I always tell them that the same way we get up there is the same way we can walk out that door tonight and everything, we lose everything.
Sure.
So we have to maintain being humble, as the most important thing, staying humble all the time. And also just understanding that this is a project that has just started, to be honest. The project is very, very far. We're not even on the first floor yet, so I'm looking to get a 5-story. So it's a long win for the long haul, to be honest. So in check, yeah, I think they understand their role, and I must applaud them. I'll be the first to come out in public and say that I love every single one of them, even if at times we have our issues. And like I said last week, Sheldon and I wasn't speaking for a whole week when it comes to music. Yeah, last week
Really?
I didn't want to hear about him and music. And people would not say that because we were still out. So we were only out in capacity as friends. When it came to music, I didn't want to hear or see him last week. So we have our moments.
I won't ask you what he did, but you know,
Yeah, what he didn't
he
do.
might. What he didn't do.
Why he didn't do.
I
So
see.
we have our moments,
Of
but
course.
like in everything, you know how to deal with it. Even if we may be best of friends, one thing he doesn't do is compromise our friendship when it comes to business. When it's business, it's business. Sometimes when we speak that, people forget that we are friends, because I'll come along as hard on him as anybody else in the band, and they can tell you that band meetings, I'll be the first to come along on him. So I think when it comes to roles, that I give them everybody 110% because everybody understands what they're supposed to do and when they're supposed to do it.
I think you're well suited for the manager role, Jelani. I think so. I've interacted with you quite a bit, and I must say that I am impressed with the way that you carry out your business and the manner in which you represent the band. You are professional at what you do. You may harass me a million times, but I do not mind the harassment, because what that says, it shows an indication of interest and desire, to succeed and to get whatever it is going. And you have to be commended for that. And I really want to do that tonight, to say that based on my interaction with you, I think these guys here have a good person working with them. Even if you're all within the same age group, it really shows that there is a certain level of respect and professionalism within this young group that is really soaring to higher heights. You said you're on the first story, and you're heading for the 5th story, but I think you're going to go beyond that. Skyscrapers, yes. We're going all the way to New York City, right? Empire State Building, Statue of Liberty, the works. Anwar, let me hear about your role and what you do in the band.
Okay, my role in the band, well, first and foremost is to entertain. Entertain all the patrons. Also comes to writing music, creating melodies, and also be a mentor among some of the guys, because me being older than some of the guys, I have to show what it is to be a leader, as to carry yourself as a man on a daily basis. And from being in music before and being in big bands like WCK before, try to make sure that this band does not make the same mistake that some of the previous bands make. I can say for sure, these guys, when it comes, I used to say, for example, like if Dylan used to say, guys, today we're doing X, I can tell you this group of guys take information, absorb, and make sure that everything is done properly. I love to sit down with Dylan when it comes to creative music. He's one of the most creative minds that I've met so far in terms of being involved in music. Sheldon, Vito J. Jackson, great writers. I mean, not because I haven't been writing before, but I can tell somebody I learned from these guys already. Even if you might be older than somebody, doesn't mean that you know everything. And especially I was in with this group, they have actually opened my eyes a bit more in terms of music, because I've been in some of the big bands like WCK and so forth, and things that this band has done I've not yet seen done with some of the big bands in terms of carrying themselves in discipline, making sure you see that thing they call time. We respect time. I mean, for all the years, you hear a jam starting at 8 o'clock. And because of the mentality of bands before, it has let the patrons to know, hey, 8 o'clock, we'll be there for 12. Because that's the time it's really going to start. With single band, whenever you hear about 8 o'clock, make sure you're there at 7:45, because we're going to start exactly at 8 o'clock. I mean, they have that time thing down on lock. And it has also helped me in my work to make sure that with band, you have to be on time. When you go to work, you also have to be on time, because your work also measures what your private activities are. To see that, okay, you know what, he's taking his music seriously, but then with that you have to balance everything out. So I can just tell everybody for sure, my major role is entertaining, writing, and so forth, but you cannot get a better group of guys than this. It's not just about music, it's about friendship, love, and everything else.
What's your musical background?
My musical background? Well, singing basically is me, but then the only person that I can speak of, I don't know if you know Harry Bo.
Yes.
Reggae artist. Yeah, that's my cousin.
Okay.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say that he played a big, major role. It's just that I've seen something that he's done and I kind of opened up my eyes. And then I didn't even know that my father was involved in music. Yeah, but I only got to know when I started to speak to some of his friends. Said, yeah, back in the day, my father used to know the things in music and so forth. So it kind of in me. But I can tell somebody the first person that actually made me enjoy music was Michael Jackson. Yeah, I've always been a great Michael Jackson fan from time when he did all his moves, the moonwalks, all the different type of stuff.
Can you?
Stuff. When I was younger,
Don't.
Yeah.
You can't?
No.
You never tried? You
I
never
tried.
practiced?
I tried, but it ended up an epic fail. But locally, in terms of mentors, what really dragged me to come into music more was, I can never forget the year of Marathon, when I watched WCK coming from the port, coming into Rosewood. Watching Lyric Graffitis and all these guys, all they were just, I don't have a word for it, it's explosive on the track. And from seeing how that they were delivering and the people were reacting, and music for me is just not it has a, for me, it has a message behind it. Because whenever I sing to somebody or I try to write a song, I always want to think of how will he or she accept it. And I try my best to be a mentor to every single person. I mean, I don't have a little brother, but then every person's child is smaller than me. I look at them as a little brother, like a sister, and would always want to know when I'm walking on the road, somebody can say, yes, that is how I want to be when I grow up. You know, so when I write my music, it always has to be positive, nothing down the road.
And I think that's what stands out with your particular band, and what actually attracted me to your band in terms of the type of music that you produce, your lyrical content. And I mean, we expect that occasionally we might get a little something, you know, out of the ordinary, you know, that kind of thing. That is expected. You have to make something for those 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds and 20-year-olds. But you know, I think generally you all keep it on the top notch, and I think that's important. I want to spend a little time just with each person a bit. So Anwar, just talking to you a bit further, I know that you've taken part in quite a bit of competitions. You enjoy the stage, you enjoy music. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, I used to take part in the, originally it was the Soca Mother first.
I remember.
Never got the chance to win. I came in second and third in the two years that I took part in. It was
Who
fun.
beat you?
The first year was Daddy Chess.
Okay, and then the
second
girl,
year was
the lady beat you.
yeah.
Woman power. Okay.
You gotta get respect. And then I came in behind the Booyah Monarch, and we got to be the Booyah Monarch Queen, Colin XP. I mean, she delivers when she performs. I mean, I've always loved this stage. To me, it's a place when I'm on stage, I'm just totally free. Sorry, I can express myself, and I get to feed off the energy of people. Because it is so much fun to see that you're on a stage, and then when you speak to somebody and you tell them you put your hands in the air to get that reaction of yes, you finally bring joy to my life, you bring all the different type of things. So for me, that is just my freedom space, and I can just tell everybody when you watch me on stage, expect energy.
All right. We're gonna go to Shelly. What was your junior calypso name?
The Professor.
It was Professor still?
Yeah.
And you carried that to the big calypso?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Let us talk about your role in the band, and then we'll talk about the rest of that in a while. Yes. Tell me about that major role, what they took from you, what they left you with, and all of that.
Good story. Yeah. So, as I said, I'm lead vocalist and co-founder. Well, co-founder is not really a role, but in terms of roles, it's very interesting. I don't introduce myself as a member of management, but I actually am in more ways than one. And I was actually stripped off my band leader badge so that I could kind of lend more of a hand in terms of management and let the guys sort of start to take that responsibility of carrying the band itself.
But what is the role of the band leader?
Well, I have
As opposed to, isn't that linked to management in some way?
No, it was more about actually coordinating practice and more about the band itself heading towards the stage than the other direction with his management. So
Okay.
and the band leader is sort of that middleman from management. So it's the connecting piece. So things would actually be told to the band member to tell the band and that kind of thing. And I was stripped off my badge.
It seems this one is paining you.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed being the band leader of the band, but I actually also enjoy helping Johnny make some of the major decisions that we have to face every day, and I know he enjoys my help as well. Right? But and otherwise, I'm lead singer, vocalist. I was the guitarist in the band when we started. I used to also control the drum machine. I was the first guitarist to control the drum machine.
You were the first guitarist to control the drum machine.
While on stage.
In music, what does that mean? Is that something special? I don't know, I'm asking.
Yeah, shall I tell you what?
Well, I mean, you know, it's customary that it's customary that the lead keyboardist will control the drum machine and play the lead keyboard.
Like Cornell, like what Cornell does,
Exactly.
yes.
So you usually see them with a laptop. You don't see a guitarist with a laptop.
No.
He likes spotlight.
That's why I'm here tonight.
No, if the young man is talented and he has certain abilities, that's just what it is.
But I'll be honest, it was really
Tough.
It was hard, but I'll also throw Dylan on the bus a bit. Starting off in the band, Dylan and Darren were two very shy individuals, and though very talented, so he had the talent to do it, but there was something that extra step he was afraid to take, you know. And for the time, actually we never performed like that. That could never work. You know, eventually when we realized we had to do actual performance, we had to knock Dylan and be like, yo, do your job.
Step it up.
And that was when Dylan actually stepped up and started to control the drum machine.
Okay. Alright. So this is basically what you do. But you write,
Yeah.
you produce.
Yeah, so basically I write my songs, I start to produce, and Dylan is basically always the end product guy.
Okay.
So I just start like preliminary productions and just send it to Dylan so it can sound like a real song.
Mm-hmm. In terms of your musical background, so you play the guitar. Is there anything else you play?
So I started playing the recorder like every other student. The recorder, but then I took it.
These people are not your friends. I'm just letting you know that, right?
Thank you very much. After I talk, I leave it. So,
Well, you have to talk all through the end, so you can't leave.
But the recorder, and then I was always kind of an overachiever, and I went on to play the alto recorder, which every student doesn't play. And it's much bigger, and it was an interesting instrument to me, so I started to play that. Thanks to Marvin Murray when I was going to SMA. But yeah, so I played guitar and that, and basically I can say I can still plan as well at one point. I don't think I can anymore because I have.
Do you lose it?
No, it's something you have to keep on doing. Practice
Okay.
makes permanent, and it's not permanent.
With steel pan,
Yeah.
practice makes
It's everything
permanent.
actually. I think if I stop playing everything,
I thought it was practice makes perfect.
permanent.
Permanent. You changed it.
Yeah, that's my
Okay.
that's my vision. But and then I can say I have a basic knowledge of every other instrument. Then I might think otherwise when I pick up a keyboard. You will tell me my posture is just wrong. And then I play some drums as well, and yeah, but basic.
Basic.
I'm not a drummer.
But where did that come from in terms of your family tree? Nowhere?
No way.
Really?
Are you kidding?
I mean, no, I have family that are musicians. My brother is Delhi and he plays in WCK or whatever. But
Wait. Dennis your brother?
Yeah.
No, you
Seriously?
Yeah.
Blood brother?
Yeah.
No. I swear I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, well I know that
They do
tonight.
that now.
Mm-hmm.
And in terms of passing on music, I mean, no offense to Delhi, but he was never that. And so me getting into music was nothing through him. It's even kind of maybe after I get into music that I started to really focus on Delhi and his talent. But my mother was the first one. My mother used to religiously drop
That mother of yours.
She religiously dropped me to a summer class with Tyson Johnson where I started to play guitar, and every day without education just dropped me there. And just last week we were talking about it. She was like, yeah, everybody should just drop you off, and it wasn't any calling really. I wouldn't say it was a calling. She just figured I had to do something with my son other than being idle. And I guess after I actually started to do it, she saw some sort of joy or some sort of connection that made her sort of encourage me to stay in that. And then after I started playing guitar, I started to sing actually.
So the singing came as a result of playing guitar?
The singing came as a result of me being rowdy and noisy in class.
Really?
Yeah, it's another story.
Noisy and rowdy?
Spotlight.
Yeah, I like the spotlight, and I'm not ashamed if that it has gotten me where I am right now, and it will get me where I want to go.
I think so.
Yeah, so I was that noisy, rowdy student in class, and to be honest, it was kind of a challenge when my peers and my teachers like, you're so rowdy, like attention, go on stage. So the SMP Calypso competition was coming up, and they like.
But
go
you
on
know,
stage.
looking at you, somebody wouldn't say that though.
Really?
Appearance can be very deceiving. You look
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a nice, holy young man.
Thank you very much. I am at times. But yeah, and then I was noisy and I went to the SMP Calypso competition. I was first runner-up And then from that, they were like, it doesn't stop here, and that's how I jumped into junior model. So,
And we know you won that 4 times? 3 times? Oh, why am I giving you an extra one?
I can take it.
Of course, I remember being the judges coordinator. All the times that you won, you were exceptional, Shelly, very, very exceptional. And then we're going to stick with you for a little while before we get to the others, because we're just talking to each person, on their own merit. And you moved on to bigger things, to the bigger Calypso arena.
Yes, I did. So my transition.
Did you want to?
No, I didn't. I got to the finals. Well, actually won the Stardom King of the 10th, so.
Counts.
But wait, what was the question? Wait, you see English? You see what English just did? Did you want to?
No. I know you.
If I wanted to go on to
if
that.
you wanted to move on to the
okay.
bigger competition.
I wanted to, but I didn't know when I would.
Okay.
So that's why I kind of stayed away for a little while because.
You did?
I did, yeah. I was still in music, so you may be like, oh, Shirley still singing. But in 2012, when I was doing CXC, my mother decided that I will not sing Junior Calypso again. I'm going to focus on getting some ones. So in CXC, that year in 2012, I didn't do Junior Calypso. And then after that, I went to college. So I couldn't do Junior Calypso again. And then.
So you still had an opportunity to sing.
In my
you were
last
still
year.
within the age range for it. Okay. So you could have won a 4th crown.
So that's the one you're talking about.
Yes, maybe, in my imagination.
Yeah.
Your mother took it.
No, I don't fault it over that. And then after the 2013 and 14, I went back in the arena in 2015. That's why I didn't say I wanted to, but that was when it just felt like I was ready.
Oh, by the way, did you get the ones that your mother wanted you to get?
I got some of them.
You got some of them?
Disappointing. I got some I didn't get.
You got some of them.
I got most.
That's
of them.
important.
I got most of them.
You got most of them. Good. Maybe a couple 2s there and here and there, but yes, but.
But it's something that those I got the reason I didn't study for. I wasn't interested. But yeah.
No, but we will talk a bit about school, just a little bit, not much. Yes, we will.
So 2015 was when I went into the senior Calypso competition.
Okay, and you made it straight to the finals.
Yes, I did.
2015,
Yeah.
and then you went back in 2016.
I did not.
You did not. You only sang 1 year for us in the big competition.
Well, that's a taste.
Really?
Yeah,
I swear it was 2 years.
It was one.
Why am I giving you extras of everything?
I think you said 2 years because even the next year.
You sang
I
a song.
sang a song.
That's why, probably.
And then
I
I came back
remember
and I
you
was
sang a song.
performing,
What was the song?
Dominican
King of...
Houses.
Yeah, what was it?
Dominican Houses was the second song.
Sing a little bit of it for me.
That
you
is
remember
why I afraid to build my house.
Oh, that was the song.
That was the second one.
That was the song.
If you listen to the one,
Yeah.
So
No.
no.
Yeah,
No, that was the first one.
Oh, that was the first
That
one.
was the first one.
Oh, okay.
That was 2015.
Anyway, yes, so that was it. And then what? What happened after that? You decided your mother again?
For married to Henry.
Kind of. Well, the opportunity arose for me to go to pursue my studies because at that time I was going to college and I was doing an associate's in architecture and I was the top student in my faculty, so I got a scholarship. So it wasn't even like I go and I said I was going to study. When the letter came home, it was like, yeah, congratulations, you've received the National Performance Award for top student in the Faculty of Applied Sciences and whatever. And I was like, I don't really know that. My mother was like, well, you have to take the opportunity and whatever. I had to kind of choose a school and all that just happened, that just came. Like the guys in the band were like, because I didn't tell them like what I was going for. Because
they would have been happy, but probably not so very happy.
Yeah.
Happy for you, yes, but not so very happy.
Yeah. And but the bigger picture, I was like, I can still do this, and that was the day that I promised myself I will not let go music, even if I went to study.
Yeah. And you've not. Okay. And you went on to study Image Valedictorian.
Yes, I was.
After you didn't get all the ones your mother wanted.
Yeah, I didn't get it there.
You
Because
made
at
up for that.
At that time, CXC get you to do subjects that you don't want to do, but when you enter college, you get to really create your path. And so I did something that I love, which is architecture. And I was was valedictorian at Morgan State University
Morgan State is where?
in Maryland.
In Maryland. And you're moving on. Do you want to share how far you're moving on? Because I'm excited about it. It's not even me. I know we're coming to the other guys in a while and the rest of the band stuff. But I mean, when our young people are shining and you know, they're doing well, when they're doing bad, we're always quick to jump on them and to hold them in the neck and to squeeze them. But when people are doing well, Shelly, you have to lift them up.
Definitely.
And I'm sorry, I know you're doing well and you're moving on too.
Okay. So yeah, in September this year, I will be moving on to pursue a master in architecture at Harvard University.
This is awesome. I mean, when you told, was it him who told you? Was it somebody else who told you? But you know, congratulations to you on that, Shelly. And I mean, all jokes aside, we're having our fun, we're laughing and all of that. But I think this is exceptional. I know there may be, I don't know if there's other Dominicans who've gone to Harvard.
Yes.
There are others who have gone to Harvard. But I mean, for a young man from Dominica in a band, singing calypso, doing all of that, you know, went on to the US, emerged valedictorian at his college, and is moving on now to Harvard University. I think this is phenomenal and this is special. And you have to take your kudos and just go out there and do well. How long are you going to be in Harvard for?
3.5 years.
3.5 years. Are you ready for it?
I'm getting
Are you
there.
ready?
I'm getting there. As my trip in Dominica shortens,
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting ready. Like, yeah, this is coming up. So yeah.
Yeah. But you're gonna do well, you're gonna shine. Okay, we're gonna move on to Mr.
Bill J.
Mr. Beetle J.
Yeah.
Yes. Tell us about your role in the band and more about you and your music.
Well, my role in the band is quite simple and has been simple from inception.
Your role has been simple and has been simple from inception.
From inception of Signal Band.
That's a song, man.
Yeah, could be. My role is basically mostly writing.
Okay.
That's what I enjoy doing. Besides writing, I would say to promote our songs to various friends and fans and so bringing ideas across, different ideas, whether it's to me or for the band, for Shelly, for anyone. And it's kind of funny though, because from inception, I was always the oldest in the band. These guys, Daniel, Darren, Shelly, they were very, very small. They were very, very small, you know? So, I would say that I would have been a backbone or some form of support to them.
An elder.
Yeah, an elder. Because
Uncle Little.
I used to feel that I had to wait. Because these guys were actually going to school at the time. They were in high school. I was already working. And then sometimes I used to feel that I have to wait for these guys to grow so that you know, we can grow. And there was a lot of times that I would say to myself, is that this band I want to be in? Or do I even want to be in this band? Because of the growth, the level, and then I decided to become something big.
You knew that.
I knew that. I saw that early. That's why I decided that I need to come down to their level and we need to grow together. Right? So I did that, and first of all, from inception, before Signal Back, I was already producing singles and even I even tried an album, but I would say a single album. A single album, 2 or 3 or I think it was 5 songs on my own before Signal Back. And Namin role, one of the roles, Namin role, was the one who actually came at my home one afternoon. I remember that was in July, somewhere in June or July, and told me that, yo, Little J, I know they settle little guys in Goodwill are trying to make a band. They're looking at me to join them as the singer and writer and so. And I said, well, let's check it out. And then when they came, we had our first meeting and practice.
Mess.
Well, we met together and I realized that this is something that I can grow with and follow together in building this is what is today a signal, but at the time we didn't have a name. It was not signal as yet. So
What's it?
what?
You have to tell us.
What's his name?
Somebody has to tell us.
No, I mean,
Shall you tell you?
And he moves the mic. Okay, well, somebody will tell me when we talk about how the band was formed.
Okay.
If Beetle J doesn't want to talk about it.
The band was actually formed in 2010. But I don't know. No, I know. You know that I have been already in Calypso.
I know that.
Before that.
Yes. To me, your name was your name always Beetle J?
Yeah, it was Beetle J.
Okay.
Actually, we consider changing that.
next time.
Yeah. So from 2010, Signal Band, and then we started growing. We exercise our talents. We express different things together as a band. And I decided, Calypso, I wouldn't say it wasn't working well for me. I would say that maybe that I did not have or did not know the rightful craft to come about in Calypso. So I decided to give it a break and focus more on Signal Band. And from then I've always been writing, producing with the above Dins and Shelly. Shelly was the one who he's the one who has mostly produced all my music for myself.
Oh,
Firstly,
okay.
and then he'll pass it to
The business.
As a political.
Business.
yeah, I mean, come on, Dins. Come on,
This is
Dins.
the personal.
Yeah, business.
So, I mean, Shelly has a lot to do with production as well, but I mean, Dins is the mastermind behind this.
Green box.
After Calypso, the band continued to grow. It was myself and Marco Di Christopher, better known as Cocotin, who were the ones, were the front singers at the time. At the time, Shelly was going to school and this guy was going to school and Shelly was playing guitar. Yeah, at the time. So, and then the band grew, we grew, and then we started getting gigs. Julian, the manager, presently was not the manager as yet until 2013. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. From 2013. From 2013.
Is he giving me the history of the band?
Looks so.
No, I'm not quite ready for the history of the band yet.
Well, not quite the history, but my history.
Your history. I see. Not his movements. Huh? Yes.
Yeah. So when Julian came on board, the band started, I would say, with his presence, we really started seeing a growth.
So he made an impact.
Yeah. And I would say that the songs that I wrote before him, I would say straight up that they were not on the level that it is we do today, or it should have been.
Okay.
And I would say that he made a positive impact in my writing towards contribution single band. And up to today, I have never stopped writing, though I have been through some circumstances, I would say a few times and times past, and I never wrote a song. And he used to crack down on me. Very hard, eh? Very, very, very hard. It even became emotional at times. So, this, with his help, I would say that the writing, and which is my role, I've developed that to be, I would say, almost to the level of professionalism of how it is. Even Shirley too. There are times I would write songs and I would say, Shirley, look at this, or find this. And Shirley would say, Billy J, I think you should use that, you know. I think you should change that. I don't like that way. You know? So, even him too, as I've learned from him as well, even though he's younger than I am. I've learned plenty from him, in the writing too, and I've been doing this for a long time. I learned to write from Pat Aaron. I did a course with him when I was going to school, and that's where I developed the writing skills. So basically that's about me and my role, just writing.
How do you, what inspires you in terms of what you write and how you write it?
Well, for inspiration, I would just see something. I would like you. I would see you sitting there.
And you could write a song about me right there.
Right there.
Oh my.
Especially that space.
Oh my goodness.
So space would become the
point.
The hook line.
I see. The hook line.
Like, give us a line. Like, give me a line now.
No.
Good thinking.
So I get inspired by what I see and what happens on a daily basis, whether it's on the street, whether it's in a family, whether it's in a household. And I don't write on everything I see. I write on something I see that has the potential to grow, or has the potential that people can relate to, and so. And there's a lot of stuff that I have started writing and I realized that makes sense.
That's not good.
That wouldn't grow. So I just crush it really. And yeah. Basically that's inspiration. Where I get inspiration from though, is very hard. But I won't say hard, but it's very deep. I have to go far in my mind to get inspiration, and even the lyrics. It's not very simple. I mean, you come on there and you sing a song on stage, and everybody is singing together with you. In that 3 minutes, this song is written or sung. But that song actually took 3 months, sometimes even 3 years to write.
But in the same vein, I suspect one can be written in a night.
Oh yes.
It's different.
But majority. Majority of the time, the song is written in the night. It gets nowhere.
Yes.
Yes, it doesn't grow. It does have no impact.
Well, I'll take that from you as a writer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't
You
think
know,
so.
somebody probably could write a song overnight and it's a hit. I hear the story about Adebayo Love,
Like I said,
which
majority of
we'll
the
hear
time.
again in a while.
Like I said, majority of the times.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'm writing songs for years now. I can tell you.
Do you need to be in a particular place, by the seaside, by a river, you know, in your own closed room,
Yes.
What is your favorite place to write?
Favorite place to write is in I would say cold fauna kind of. Okay, you see up in the terrain. I have some moving my hand.
It's suspect that. You're gesticulating quite a bit.
Yeah. You see a place like in the terrain, in forecast, these kind of places. That's where the feeling will just hit me naturally. I will have to look for it. It will just come to me and I will just start to see. And here you go, I might end up coming with 4, 5, 6 lines. And I will say, what? No, that one going down. I'll pull up my phone. If I don't have a phone, I'll find a pencil and write it fast. And that's how I come out. I never let it go. Especially when I find this inspiration in these sort of places. I live by the sea. As well. I live close to the sea. And at night, the sea comes down.
The way.
So I am there sitting there most time by myself. And
the lyrics come.
Something just comes. Sometimes I'm thinking of something happened earlier today, and so on. I would feel to sing about it instead of making a force or a noise, I don't know what you call it. And I would, according to what happened, I would sing about it, whether it's something bad, whether it's something good. Whether it's something bad, whether it's something good, I would sing about it. And if I find that it has a potential,
you continue. All right. Mr. Green, are you still with us? Yeah, man.
Was that sleeping your mind?
So I've heard quite a bit about you being the producer. Tell us about what you do in the band.
My role is pretty simple. Just when the guys get their draft idea, they will send it for me via a VN, a voice note, or they'll come to me personally. And then from there, I have to sit down, sometimes bust my brain to think of what I'm going to do for that specific song.
And when you say what you're going to do, what exactly are we talking about?
I hope you will understand what I mean.
I'll try my best.
From the way I want it to sound, what tones will I use, like
what beats?
Yeah, what genre? Well, they will tell me what genre they want, and I will try to get that done for them. I would go online to get some inspiration from other songs, soca, reggae, EDM. And then from there, I'll just sit down behind my laptop and just craft it and spend hours, sleepless nights, and just try to make it sound good for them so they'll be happy.
Are they usually happy?
No, not sure.
Much other. He's a little bit, he requires a little more?
Yeah, he kind of picky.
Oh, he's a picky little fella. Okay.
If you fine tune, and as the producer side, as the lead keyboardist, my job is mostly to, and when we're on stage, as Sheldon said, I control the laptop. You know, I play when we make a repertoire, I have to follow that repertoire. Sometimes I may not do that. But
Are you the one who leads them into what happens next?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to indicate them.
Okay.
What coming next.
I suspect, as members of the audience, we don't pay attention to those kinds of things. We're just there enjoying our music and so on. But I guess it has to be something that is precise and properly coordinated and run in terms of what you do, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Do you like working with these guys?
I love it.
You love it? Yeah? Who gives you the most trouble?
Don't be afraid.
He whispers that.
but that's okay, man.
You don't mind.
No.
You don't mind.
At the end of the day, we all want our stuff to sound perfect, so the people will enjoy it.
But before I go to a break, I have a question for the writers. What comes first? The lyrics or the rhythm, the beats, You can answer
I
me.
can answer.
Okay.
Before, like when the band just started, it was
Uh-huh.
the music first, then the lyrics. But now, as we created a way for it to be easier for us. The singer will send the idea and make the music around that idea.
And that's how it works.
I know you, yeah.
Oh. Oh. That was awesome. That was nice. I mean, all this still light, but that was nice. My Kurt, you tired? Oh.
I got sleep last night.
Me too.
Oh my God. Okay, we're gonna talk about the formation of the band. The actual formation of the band.
Nothing started.
This is where it all began.
It started with characters.
One-on-one with interesting personalities, educational and informative topics and issues, intriguing and entertaining. A must listen to. In the Spotlight, Monday nights from 8 p.m. on Q95.
See that?
Where's the one? Which one did you want to write about?
Which one?
The same one. The same one here. Which one is it? The one about take things and give back.
Okay, I take it back.
No,
Not a solo project.
I see. Okay. You're lucky. Moving down past the hour of 9 o'clock, and if you're just joining us, this is the In the Spotlight radio show, doing something a bit different tonight with the members of Signal Band. And for those of you who are listening via radio, thank you. And those of you who are viewing, we have quite a few viewers as well via our various Facebook mediums, and we thank you for viewing as well. If you would like to contact us, we'll open up the lines at some point, and the numbers I'll give you in advance. They are 449-3095, 3096, 3097, and overseas 305-432-9624. If you would like to send me a message, you can do that not with my regular number, but my other number, which is 275-7565. And we are back with our serious but entertaining discussion with the Signal Band. So we got to know quite a bit about the members who are here with us in studios tonight. We actually broke even. 5 are here, 5 are not here. So, but I think the 5 who are here are doing an excellent job representing their band. We need to get to the formation of Signal Band. How did the band come about? And we're hearing about a CMC or something of the sort. Yes, you need the mic, Sheldon? Pull one of the mics. Anyone that was
then I can start with the starting of the story and then I can pick up.
Okay, so Dylan starts. Durnell starts. Durnell starts and you continue.
Yeah.
Okay.
You tell me where to pick up.
Okay, Durnell. You just give him a signal.
Yeah.
You get it? Yeah, no pun intended.
It all started when our friend Musa Challenger messaged my brother.
Mosey.
Yeah, Mosey. Yeah. Famous. Messaged my brother Darren, who's the back of POS, and he told him he wanted to form a band. So then from there, Darren messaged Sheldon, and Sheldon was down for it, and then we had to get guys to form a band. So we got a bass man, we didn't have any singers yet. So my brother Dylan, the manager, was singing.
Oh Lord.
That was a mess at the time. We got a drummer, but at the time we had 2 drummers, one for soca, and one for Buyo.
Wait, you had 2
Two drummers.
drummers.
One for soca.
Wasn't Kurt who used to work with us one of your drummers? Yes. Kurt was which one?
It was a soca drummer.
Okay, so you had a soca drummer and a Buyo drummer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, we had to pick one, so we went with it. Actually, I wasn't only one.
You're fine. You're fine. Go ahead.
Yes, there.
Then we got a banners which is by Namin Road. We started practice, and then we had to get the main singers. We had to get the main singers, so that's where B2J came in, and then Coconut. Sheldon was singing, but Sheldon was playing guitar at the same time. So he was playing in his guitar position back at the back, but he still had his mic. So we can continue.
Okay, so wait, so you spoke about the part that was the mess.
Mm-hmm.
So Sheldon is not going to make it a little cleaner.
Yeah, clean it up.
It was a hot mess.
Hot one, eh?
Yeah, no.
Sheldon, let's go.
Yeah, so at that time, I guess we still don't have a name. And when we started to think of names, we still weren't really close to our first performance. But we had to think of our name. And at that time, to be honest, Cocotet was like a leading member in the band. Don't know how. But Cocotet named the band CMC. And you know, for a moment, we kind of agreed that the band named CMC. Then I'll never agree. But that's Cocotet's initials.
He tried to mask it as Caribbean music and culture.
Caribbean music and culture. But that still doesn't even sound like a band name. No.
A whole organization.
So that's wait, that was his initials?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, the Mark of the Christopher. That was funny. And then when we really realized the agenda,
You're killing
we shut down the name, and then it was August, I remember, and it was the weekend of August 20th and 21st, and we had to perform by Maya's back. So I mean, that's the bar where Mosey works and whatever, and Mosey was like, yeah, this is the band that he actually had the idea to form and all of that, but we needed a name that week. And I remember
that week.
Yeah, because we were like, okay, so we have a gig. Yeah, we need a name right now. It was urgent, but it was urgent that we were not really actually going out there asking everybody what to name our band. But it just came once when Cocotet himself went by Nai, with Nai of WCK fame, and they were playing game or watching TV, and the TV, you're watching TV, right? And you know when the signal go up, it says no signal. And I guess Coco had already mentioned tonight that, you know, we have a gig this weekend, I really don't have a name. And now he was like, look the name of the man there. Signal man. Coco said, run good will.
Just like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I mean, I'm close to Coco for that because, as I said, Coco had a real.
Wait. Say the last part.
Okay. Yeah, but as I said, kudos to him for that because he always took that leadership role. He was always in the forefront, and had he not gone my eye, you would not going right now. Or with the CMC. Yeah, but thanks to the Coco for that. And so after the band was named, actually, we performed my eyes on the Friday, and so that was like a small gig on the side by the bar. And Saturday, big stage, we went to Margot to play for Cabana Beach Bash. And so next day we on Cabana Beach Bash, and it was a much bigger stage than Maya. And even at that time, it was I don't remember, it was still kind of a mess to me. When I look back at the videos, even like 2 years ago or so, I went to YouTube and realized that those videos are still there. I just did it like one time. To the point that, you know, Dominant Tower and had slippers on stage.
We didn't have that band appearance yet, no.
Yeah.
We just pretty much
We were looking like, yeah.
Oh my God, Jelani, where were you all this time?
You know what to be saying?
On the 17th.
What?
But to kind of fast track, we did that because you have to go into every detail. We grew all the time. We were trying to find ourselves. We really just we played some old school CK. We used to play a lot of soca. We even at one point tell ourselves we need to booyah band, a soca band. And you should see us walking in town, soca band. Soca Jamaica. You know, I don't know who we were fooling, but fool ourselves. Slowly but surely we started to find ourselves, you know, and after wanting to be like so many people and so many times.
You didn't really have your own identity at the time.
And it was a rough patch because, I mean, there were a lot of young bands in Dominica at that time, and, you know, time after time we went for different managers and some with different directions, and it was just a mess, like trying to find ourselves and what kind of band are we. And we saw bands and the other young bands come and go, dead and alive, you know, and we were like, we just don't want to die. So we had to do all what it takes to not die. And Jelani and I have been friends since the form, so we can say 2009. So close to 10 years that Jelani and I have been friends, close friends. I'm still teaching Miss Waldron for making us close. I know she did that, but yeah. Yeah, but we became close and very close to the point that, you know, Jelani was just listening to us playing like His Coconuts. We had a gig, and because Coconuts, all their gigs are live on Kyrie FM. So, you know, we were listening, and Jelani was listening actually. And after the performance, he just hit me up one time, and I was like, the band have a lot of potential, but it's still a mess. And he was giving a lot of pointers. He wasn't just like, yo, let me manage your band. You know, he was just giving pointers and
feedback.
A lot of feedback. And it made me realize actually Jelani has some passion, not just for Signal, but for actually management. And he felt like a visionary to me. I was like, Jelani has ideas, and he had a lot of direction in terms of what the band can do and use what it has. And then Jelani came on board, and from there, to be honest, as Little J kind of hinted, that it was a lot of upward movement from there. We were going upward just at a slower pace. So I'm doing a calculus class right now. So the slope is greater. The slope was greater when Jelani joined the band.
Okay.
You know, and it was a quicker rise. And I can say one of the major things that I will always love Jelani for that he did. So we were selling our music online, the little music that we had that we still weren't confident in. We were selling it on New Music Zone. And we still used to pay to record, and the first money Johnny had to let go and mark you in a lot of debt. because of this little situation.
Oh
Think,
my.
when Jelani came in, and Jelani is the money man, trust me. And you know, Jelani worked to take us out on that debt, but at the same time, we had to continue producing music, and then we pay into for production, and then Jelani realized that we selling the music online, and so the little that we had, Jelani just sit. I guess he was looking at that money and then like what we can do, and he was just like, the biggest expense of the band right now is recording. Why don't you take that money and build a studio so that you can produce more music and sell more music, and obviously the production quantity and quality will go up now that we have our own space and our own equipment, and then the band will perform more. It was like a master plan, Jelani had, to be honest. And from that moment, that's what it was. We bought all the little equipment with that little money that we had. I asked for it. I don't know how it works. I was like, Craig Miller, this guy. I was like, Craig, we need our money. And he sent it, and since then, that's where us trying to find ourselves actually even kicked off greater. We were like, we have the tools right now, so it's just to get it within all of us, what we really are, what kind of band we really are. And this is why in 2018, in July 20th, we released an album and called it Signature.
Yeah.
Because that was what we were searching for all along.
Your signature.
Yeah.
What you represented. Your identity. Because your signature is, part of your identity.
And yeah, so that it was a great process. And being an architecture student, we always have a process that we call the process of iteration in design. That you have to do it multiple times for it to be done the right way eventually. And I believe that if we had not gone through that process of iteration over those 8 years, the signature wouldn't have been as strong. And we see I don't know what to say, but we see like a lot of other artists and musicians come on this scene, and you could get a big bang immediately for real, but sometimes it really doesn't last as much as it will last if you had to sit down and curate that path and find your signature. So I can just say that we are proud that we have found our signature, and that was the journey, and we're thankful for the journey.
So we understand why the album is called Signature. Yes. Jelani, I have to come back to you a while, because it seems that your entry into the band sort of changed the landscape for them. When you sat back and you looked online, or you observed the band play, what was going through your mind at the time? Were you interested in coming on board and being a manager, or you were just observing from a distance?
I think it was the second part, observing from a distance, but then I think the friendship of myself and Sheldon, I think, played a bigger role in me coming forward, because at the end of the day, I don't want him to be part of something that is a failure, because they say, show me your friend, show you are. So if he's my friend, I want him to be successful if I'm successful as well. So I think that was one of the reasons why I approached him. I think I approached him the same night. As soon as they left stage, I approached him because it was fresh. So that was one of the reasons why I hit him up exactly as soon as they left.
Did you approach him to be manager?
No,
you just approached him with feedback?
I just came. Honestly, manager wasn't on my mind because I figured I'm too young, I don't know nothing about music. And so it wasn't nothing about manager at the time. It was just about giving a friend honest and positive criticism, I would say.
And so that conversation was had, Shelly, and then what?
I think
you went back to your band. What happened?
I went to them, and I think Jelani is a doer.
Okay.
So
I believe that.
Yeah, Jelani doesn't like to talk about something for too long, and I'm a talker and a discusser, and I'm cautious and all of that. But it always reaching up on the Jelani, I was like, okay, so let's do it tomorrow. So he asked to have a word with the guys to actually come in, because he telling it to me and me going back to tell the guys wasn't the most effective way. It was effective, he had some good points, but I think that moment that really sparked was when he got the opportunity to come and address the band in person, and then it just happened. I cannot remember the exact day, I cannot remember what question, I cannot remember if I went down on my knees and said, give me your man. I cannot remember what happened, but it was seamless, and I started to manage the band. It was tough. It was tough because but it was new, because when you hear about manager, people usually think like maybe some big business person or something is going to actually take that man to get them on the stage.
Yeah.
And having somebody of our age group, and in cases like Beetlejuice, somebody younger than you managing you, you know, and it was, everybody, like people had their reservations about it, and we honestly felt like it was a good decision because of what we saw happening already, just from inception. And up to this day, I don't think any of us regret. I mean, I can speak for myself, but I don't think we regret bringing Jelani on board as, maybe he should be in the Guinness Book of Records as the youngest manager ever.
Jelani, what was the plan? What was the plan? Once you got on board?
From I think from the time I got on board, I was, and I still tell them that the richest other people in the world are sportsmen and musicians. Don't let anybody fool that jacket and tie thing. The more you work hard and sweat is the more money you make. And with me being a professional cricketer, I tell them, boss, I may be on the field from 10 to 5, but at the end of the month, when the check comes, it's something you can smile about. So why be in music and at the end of the day, you have to find an 8 to 4, whilst other people in the other Caribbean countries doing it, and we see how they live. You know, so from inception, it has always been, guys, let's take this thing as a business. We're going to tackle it from that perspective. We're not going to be in the hype. We're not interested in the hype. Hype cannot pay bills. We're not interested in that. We're going to remain humble, but we're going to take it as a business. And it has been like that from day one. So I sure I can tell you, every decision I make, and there's a money sign, I'll be like, Shelly, you know, because I'm always trying to let them understand that even if we're in a band, we're into entertainment, but still, for your personal growth and your personal advancement, you have to be in a business. You have to think big, you know. And a couple of times, me and Shelly have discussions such as, Shelly, not everybody have to go to school, you know, because I have 2 business books I read, and a couple of times I would tell him, Shelly, but look at that. These are things we discuss, and these are university books. I'm not doing it, you know. So some things come naturally, and I think that's one of the things I have naturally, as you said, you know. So from day one, it's always been a business approach, and it has taken us to where we are now. So it's from that.
And it's working.
It's working. I want to add something quickly.
Sure.
About the idea of discipline. I've been in that conversation countless of times where people feel like, you know, Jelani is the right fit for the manager. Like, they're like, Jelani doesn't smile with too many people. He's a bulldog, and as a manager of a top artist in the Caribbean, tell us you have to be a bulldog in this game. I was like, well, I want to already. You know, and Jelani is a bulldog, and even if like he's a bulldog to us at times, I think the result of that, he has instilled discipline in that. Because, and I know that he gets it for sure, because being in sports and having a coach, and Jelani being one of the top in what he does, tells that he has a high level of discipline in that, and he just brought that over to the band. Trust me, ask Donnell what time Jelani tell him they're leaving home tonight.
7:33.
Wait. Not 7:15. Not 7:30. 7:33. Jelani 7:33? Why?
I sure know what time you take. I check me today. 11 what? No, 21?
Oh, 26, I think?
Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, when it comes to the time, like I always tell them that when I play cricket, that when the manager says, guys, the bus leaves at 7, and you not only bus by 10 to 7, most times you have a fine meeting for you. You know, and Sharon can tell you, I don't think Sharon knew what the time was. Yeah. And I always used to tell him, one day you will grow up, you will get up, and you'll have to be somewhere on time. And you will always say that I used to tell you what time. And you miss a plane already for that. Twice.
Oh my.
Yeah, and up to now you tell everybody that boy he doesn't for Jelani at that time.
He would have lost a lot
His
more
mother
lives.
used to try, but sometimes I would go and check him first to go to school, and then he's already gone.
Yeah.
You leave him behind.
I say 8 o'clock.
Yes.
In school.
That's right.
So that's always been like that. And like I say, even if he's my friend, I always try to instill that discipline in every single one of them. You know?
Okay. Discipline is critical. And if you have an understanding of what that is, time management, respect for people, respect for people's time, respect for people's money that they're paying you to perform, then, you know, I think you all are definitely on the right track. Okay, now this is the hit that has given you the major lift. One of the lines that stands out to me in this song is when you have done absolutely nothing to people and they hate you. I mean, this really amazes me, you know. And this is true. This is so true. People just, I hate that girl. Why do you hate her? But just don't hate her. And you wonder to yourself, why? You know, no, absolutely not. You don't even know the person. You know nothing about the person. She's probably just sitting there hosting a show with, you know, some intelligent, talented young men. I just don't like to hear on the radio. Anyway, Shelley, I heard part of the story as to how this song was created just Friday, actually, while we were outside of Jolly's. But I'm sure there's many people who love the song, enjoy it, but I have no idea how you came up with the lyrics to this one. Give us the story.
All right.
So how many times have you had to give that story?
About 63 and a half.
63 and a half.
And I like everything you like.
Let's go.
Once upon a time, there was a young
Once upon a time.
But yeah, Anybody You Love started off on a plane.
You didn't miss that flight.
I didn't miss that. Like,
Okay.
I mean, it was an afternoon thing. But I was on the plane and it was just a moment for me to find myself. And in the workshop tonight to PM Jackson used the word, and that was the word I was looking for, like tranquility. That was the moment where I got tranquility, and I realized that works best for me when I work on my craft and even in architecture as well. And at that moment, I was able to just be undistracted, and my phone is on airplane mode, so no WhatsApp.
Nobody was sitting next to you?
I didn't know that. I was traveling by myself. I don't know the person.
Oh, but people normally talk to the people next to them.
Sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, but that time, I think I was highly inspired for whatever reason it was.
Highly, you were up in the air, highly inspired.
I find you on their jokes tonight. And so there's a sketchbook that we, as architecture students, we walk around with. They actually encourage us to sketch everything we see and all of that. But to be honest, my sketchbook has more words than drawings. And I started doing Anybody You Love because I was listening to a rapper named Designer around that time. And we met not Designer, but he had a song about Timmy Turner. Sometimes I feel like a very and trust me, I don't know what he's saying, but I hear he say sometimes he feel like a burner. I don't know, but you know, they call it trap. So it's just
Yes, I've heard about trap.
You know, and that kind of groove, I was listening to it, and I just liked it at the time, and I was like, let me see how I can do that in Anybody You Love and whatever. Mark you, Anybody You Love at that point was 158 beats per minute. It was a bacchanal. It was sometimes I wish to put my
Really?
And then, you know, I come off the plane confident. I was like, I have a big tune there. So, and at that time, I only had the first verse and the chorus. Usual. Yeah, like usual. I only write first verses and chorus. And when I realized this song really good, I wrote the second verse. But I had the first verse and the chorus, and I come off the plane. So obviously, I will go to my best friend and tell him that I think I found a big tune.
This one right here. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, Jay, big track. Voice note. I said the voice note for Jay. I think I have a big track there. Jay, check in. What are you going to do?
Oh my goodness. No, he didn't.
Just again. So I say, eh? He said,
Bust your bubble. Oh my god. Someone was a bubble buster.
I waiting for him to tell me, well, joke bro, you know? Johnny was like, you know, he ain't that too fast.
Oh, okay.
You know? And then I was like, And then I mean,
for somebody who doesn't know much about the music.
Exactly. And
yeah.
So he hit me that hard job at first, and then he started to break it down. I was like, the lyrics powerful. I know the lyrics right now because there wasn't much music behind it, and you just explained it to me. So I know the lyrics, but somebody that listens to that song will never understand what you're saying at that pace.
Right.
And you're just gonna waste the
good lyrics.
And why I appreciated that coming from Jelani more than any of the other people there is for that same reason you just said. Jelani plays no instrument, Jelani is not a musician, and I was like, that's the best person to tell me that. I feel like the eye of Jelani is the eye of a patron because he knows no music. So I felt like, okay, that's valuable. And even before I went into dance, I went back to the drawing board. But I still make dance the fast version. Yeah. He didn't like it either.
That's it, I think the friends sit down and develop for so long.
Yeah, it actually, that was really at the start of 2017. And the song just stayed there for the rest of the year.
Yeah, but
Too fast.
Just too fast.
Too fast.
And
like
that
that.
Timmy.
I like that.
I didn't know that.
You didn't like it?
And you know, over time working on it, while working on other songs, and when I felt I was a little confident, you know, when you do your homework, you get all wrong. The way you're going back up to your teacher and you're trembling one night if you do it right this time. And so bringing it back to the band, I was invited to production on my own because I want to get the general idea before I give it to dance. And so I slowed down and whatever, I sent it to dance, and we had countless back and forth. And if I have 14 versions on my computer, I have a folder with 14 versions of it where we change the tempo, we do whatever.
Change the chorus.
The chorus said before, when did this hate become so great? I want someone to take me back to the days when love was all we knew. And the name of the song was When. There was no Annie by Your Love or anything at that time.
Interesting.
And that's why I said the iterative process is important.
Yes,
because
yes, you have to go back.
And then I got the Annie by Your Love. And then even the night before I actually decided, okay, I'm done with this song, I'm just send it to dance, we're gonna have the Annie part. And something that's telling me I cannot send it to dance anymore.
Something is missing.
Something. And then I started to ask myself, what will the ordinary person be able to sing when they, let's say they go to an event and that song plays? What will they remember? You know, so I just want to give them something easy that they could just walk in their pocket and say, I hear that new song and it's going Annie, and somebody might be able to tell them, well, that's signal. So I just hit the mic and I started to just play around with it, and I got the Annie part, which is a very important part of the song.
It is.
So then, okay, we got that. So I done my final vocals. Actually, my studio is in my room in Baltimore. Did my final vocals to send to Dance. So at that point, when Dance sent me back a draft, I sent it to Jelani. And Jelani feedback at that point was, that is a hit.
Okay.
And his next point was, we need to send this to Trinidad to master. And knowing Jelani as the person that do like to spend money, I was like, somebody give back Jelani back his phone.
It wasn't him.
You know, and then I was excited to get that feedback for him, having getting shut down at first and whatever. At that point, I mean, Jelani thinks it's a hit, then I still like it.
Really?
You just never catch me.
Even with the Annie?
Still, tempo change everything. He producing it for me, but he doesn't like this song. Like,
That's just how it is.
Oh my.
The thing is, when Jelani said it to me, at the time I had to be walking up to Jelani's house to produce because I didn't have lights at my home yet.
Okay.
but yeah, like after marriage. So when we actually kicked in steady production of the song was after marriage.
Okay.
Which is an important part that I skipped.
Because things were normal for you where you were,
and
but abnormal for them.
for them. And
It was a bit tough
yeah.
walking home after 12 in the morning by myself.
Curfew?
So
Yeah, man, you break
They ever stopped you?
No,
That's some break
luckily.
yeah, some curfew.
Yeah, it's a break
And that speaks a lot to emotional stability. Like you can see that maybe Donald wasn't emotionally stable at the time.
Yes,
So that the song never even catch him.
Yeah.
But I remember the goal of the song when we had a discussion in the group chat. In our group chat, it was, okay guys, Maria has come and has gone. We have to remember our role as musicians. We need to release something. And I was like, we need to release something and not say with Maria. Because,
Yes.
All-
Thank you.
All the songs at the
yeah, and bands were releasing songs, so you know we had to kind of on our feet to check it, like we need to do something. And then I was just like, it was still hard for all of them. Trust me, I know what they were going through, and I was like, maybe that's my time to step up, to do that, and do something that is going to unite the nation and not say Maria. And because I don't want that, God forbid another hurricane reach and my song die of
Yes,
the So that was the process. Before process behind it, we sent it to Trinidad to master, and when we got it back, and it was powerful. And the reason we sent it to Trinidad to master, when Jelani said that it was a hit, and we were excited, we started to think of, because of the groove and it's different in the market, especially alongside other booyah music right now. It would get played among a lot of the soca music because that's the tempo, you know, and that's all I've been hearing it mixed with because there are hardly booyah songs at that tempo to play it with anyway. So sent it to Trinidad to really get that weight of a soca song and precision production, mastered the song, and we got it back. We were excited. Me, to be honest, I never showed it, but I was very nervous about the release of that song because I was like, this is something very different, and I just don't know how Dominicans or the average listener is going to take that song.
Well, we take it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much.
We did.
Visuals.
Yo, wait, that's the flag.
And while we do this, we're going to open up the lines 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097. The overseas line is 305-432-9624. Hello, good evening. Blessings. Good. And to you.
And the family. And surely I'm a little concerned anyway. I wish you all the best in your endeavors. My brethren, pursue witness, you might build something very, very different in the world.
What are you concerned about, Blessings?
Well, not disappearing. Well, but since the good thing is I've been out for 3 years now, you know, and I made this song when I was out and all of that. So Signal Band is doing it with and without me. So you'll be alright, man. Yeah, physically, yeah, man, for sure.
Every radio station, every 5 o'clock in the morning, the first thing Dominicans have to hear, 12 o'clock in the midday, there's another thing, and maybe last thing in the evening, 10 o'clock in the night, that song, there is something so infectious about that song. And maybe every pastor, every priest needs to start playing that in the church. Because Dominica needs something, my brethren, a renaissance, something to reawaken the souls of the people, because it seems like we've gone so low, it seems like there is no turning back. And I'm watching that song, my brethren, I pray that that song can just make much more impact, or have much more impact in Dominica before it take off elsewhere. And I see the brother already don't collaborate, or you don't collaborate with a Barbadian brother, and that's something good. But I really want to congratulate the IDM and not just for the song alone, but for it seems like Slackness has taken a new high, and the world can mask thing and disguise thing, and I just want to say glory and wish all the best in your endeavors. And Sherry, more blessings to you, and all of you, more blessings. I'm listening. Take care.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, Blessings. Thank you, Blessings. Somebody's saying here, it would be impossible to find someone who does not like this song. I have to agree. Hello, good evening. I am well, and you? Okay.
eating Signal Valley, so especially if you there. But I'm not forgetting because you said that's my student.
Yes.
I'm not forgetting because Joseph.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Coming to me to ask me to help them when they were having a fundraising activity. I can very do I remember Sheriff, coming to my preschool and saying, Mrs. Veteran, I was sent to you to ask you if you'd be able to help us. I didn't know at that time he was Sheriff and Fred, I didn't know him. But I just said, yes, I will help. And my relationship with him has continued. Whenever I meet my husband, my kids, and mommy and whatever. So let me just say to Signal Band, I know you're not a light that will fail. You're a light that will continue. I pray for you every morning. I always pray for you. And whenever I put a post, I say, Sheldon, I'm praying for you. So I want you to continue. And that, Jelani, I don't forget you. Good night.
Morning.
And I really friendship Jelani and Sheldon. I just wanted to continue. For too long sometimes, I have a lot of something
Okay, we have to wrap up though because we have to take a couple more calls. Thank you. All right, good night, my darling. Good night. All right, so we'll take this one. Hello, good evening. Good evening, good evening.
Good night.
This song, and by the love, it's a rallying song. I think it has a lot of deep meaning, and I think everybody who hears that song appreciates this song very much. I appreciate this song very, very much, and I want to say to the guys that keep on growing and keep on producing, stay together, work together, and produce together, because in our country sometimes things start good and then fall apart later on. But I want to pray that these guys stay together because young people are very positive, and if we could encourage them in good things, I think our country would be the beneficiary for it. So guys, good luck.
Thank you.
Hello, good evening. Yes, go ahead, please.
And I was inquiring who the guys, that's why he was some foreign back. I never knew there were those guys like that. I want to say, that my little boy is singing that tune and it was nothing to say it's inappropriate. It's just a lovely song. Songs actually, you guys have. The new trend you're setting in the country is a positive trend, I would like to say. Not that slackness and that. You actually can come and dance, and enjoy your jam. And I hope the organizers start pushing this for you.
Thanks, man.
Overseas line, good evening. Overseas line, good evening. Okay, try us back. Hello, good evening. Yes, good evening. Yes, go ahead, caller.
To put this song together. And the second thing is, I think it was a good thing to master that piece of work in Trinidad, and I'm not sure what songs they have to make sure that they get some airplay out there, because Trinidad, I think the music industry out there is really dynamic, it's really progressing at a rapid pace, not only during Carnival, and I think they should try the best to see whether that will get some airplay out there, and maybe in the long run it could be beneficial to them and the group.
All right. The caller was asking whether you had any help from anybody else. with the song?
In terms of production, it was all in-house. To be honest, we get little feedback here and there. My good friend Hadley Joseph, who was my roommate at the time, anytime I construct something, he'd give me his feedback on it. And to be honest, there might have been little friends that I made here with stuff, but to be honest, it was all in-house. And in terms of the Trinidad point, that is kind of the purpose of the features on the album, to get the music out to those markets, because sometimes these things can happen directly, but indirectly. So.
All right. Hello, good evening. Hi.
We're good.
Hi, Shelly, what's up, my brother? But let me tell you something, man. I think that's one of the biggest songs coming from Dominic for a very, very long time. I was so interested, but I was so happy that when I met Shelly's father in St. Thomas, I was so happy that I met him. I said, we said, Shelly's mate. I said, Shelly, give me his number. And I immediately called Shelly and I had him on Diaspora Link, and we had a nice conversation, a nice vibe. I really want to encourage Dominicans, man, and people all to play that song, man. That song is it sounds much in the right time right now, where Dominica is so sick. Dominica is a very sick country, full of hatred, full of malice. And Dominica is so polarized, right? Everybody hates each other for whatever reason. And that song, the lyrical content of the song, man, is so relevant right now in our country. And I really want to encourage this guy to keep on playing that song. It doesn't matter what other people play that song. Dominica will need that song right now. I really want.
Thank you.
Yeah, actually, the song has been well received in a lot of the Caribbean islands, and the artists like Marvey can speak to that, and maybe it's not what it's supposed to be or what it eventually will be, but it's a process, and that is why we are going through things like marketing it through there and making those connections, networking, and doing the collabs, which are very important.
Mm-hmm. Hello, good evening. Hello. Hello, good evening. Yes, go ahead.
Good night to you.
Yeah, good night. Okay, good job.
Yes, I want to say congratulations to the band, and I want to tell Charlemagne subscribe the same.
Okay.
It's something like that when you do it. Where do you go to school, darling?
Ask her again.
Where do you go to school, darling? I what did you know? Girls, that's good. Yeah, man, thanks for the support.
Okay.
Thanks for the support. Morning. I hope you see I'm your only friend there. I'm the only person that make out your
Stop your lies.
Stop your lies. That's a song. Okay then. We take this one. Hello, good evening. Hello. Sure. Well, Shelly.
Alright, so New York Summer Tour actually, yes, I actually got booked for 2 events in New York City for Labor Day.
Okay.
So I'll be there sharing the music, at least myself, and in the future we'll see the band
expand it out
coming through. And we will be on the World Girl Music Festival this year as well, on Sunday night. So see you there.
Alright, good evening.
Yes, I. Stand up. Skyscrapers.
couple of years back, and being in Baltimore, we went to school together and whatnot. And one thing I realized was when children would play the previous songs of Signal Band, and I was like, wow, these guys have been putting in so much work. And one thing I would like the people to do is, right now that we have Untitled, which is this song that they need to get out there and to make a name for themselves, please take a chance and backtrack a little bit and try listening to the other songs of Signal as well as the other songs on the album, because these guys have literally been putting in work. Like a lot of the songs that you see that they have previous to the signature album, these guys have a concept that they developed, and that's what I like about them. They've been putting in work, and I guess right now it's paid off. And I think that's one thing we have to pay attention to. Like, really take time and sit down now and go on YouTube. Some of their songs are already on iTunes Music, and listen to their previous songs so you can really grasp the idea of the fact that these guys have literally been working as hard as we can see right now. Fellas, good job, and keep it up. Keep it.
Thanks, brother. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, man, that's our brother Hadley that I spoke of a while ago.
We do have quite a wide diaspora listenership to this program. So there's quite a few people who are actually asking questions on the live that I really cannot see them to answer. I know one person was asking about your royalties as it relates to ads. They're hearing the song used for ads, and I've actually said to Jelani no more.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think with the business and the royalties and stuff, I think we have that under control.
Okay. Okay. Good stuff. Hello. Good evening. Yes. How are you, Joey?
Yes.
Yeah, you're Jack man, great.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Slim, yeah.
Thank you. Good thinking.
Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hi, what's up? Talk to me.
You crying, man?
I don't know you, so speak up, let's go. Good night, how are you? Thank you.
I try, man. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
Take control.
Oh.
What you doing? I don't know.
Bye, good night. Thank you so much.
Thanks for the call, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is that another version?
Yeah, so this version is actually featuring Riddler from Guadeloupe. I know the callers have many questions about getting it out there. And so this is the Annie Love to the direction of the French market.
Okay, let's take a bit of it.
Oh?
I like that version.
It's lovely.
I love that version.
It actually all got goosebumps.
Yeah?
When he sent the vocals through.
I love that.
Like, wow.
I love that.
You don't care what the man saying.
Yes.
And at first we were like, we don't know what he's saying. And I was like, yeah, I don't care what he's saying either. But the great thing about that was we were actually approached by him.
Yeah, he came to us.
He came to us and was like,
Really?
Yeah, they just moved together, yeah.
And the good thing, you went straight to management there, you just check in.
Straight to Jelani.
Yeah.
But none of you all know what he's saying.
BTJ
Except
knows.
that you know
BTJ
knows.
Well, I know my little Creole and thing.
Yes.
I know most of it.
You know most of it. So you're not saying anything bad?
No.
It's all good.
It's all about love.
It's all about everything he's saying is about love. Alright. A couple people are saying to me they want to hear a couple of the other songs. So we played Youngest and Baddest. We played Boy Illumination. Which one? Yes? Sir?
Wait, ask the question.
Which is the next one I can play?
I'll be prepared for that one.
Okay. Tell me.
Like a friend of mine say, I don't know, man.
Let him say it for himself.
Someone say.
Track number 9.
9. Horny,
yes.
is that?
Yes, horny.
I don't have them by numbers. You have to
yes,
give me
that's the
names.
correct one.
Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go.
Good job.
Is this something from experience?
Lifetime experience. All together in one.
No, are you kidding me? First time to sleep on me, my girl. I like it. I suspect this one was written by Beetle J. Oh, I find Shelly enjoyed it a little too much.
Well, I'll tell you, Shelly had a great impact on this one.
Uh-huh.
It was my idea, my writings, everything. Shelly, actually it was supposed to be cheating. I had it as cheating.
I see.
And Shelly found that honey would be a better impact.
Yes, and I like the way that it was written in terms of the different, you know.
Also the way too.
Horns.
That direction was all Shelly's idea. Because I was only speaking about one horn.
You're plenty horn.
And Shelly might have plenty other horns. So, yeah, I would say.
I like it.
Yeah, man.
Seriously. Let's try this one.
Easy dancing.
Wow.
Wow, hey, what's my name?
I saw Easy Dancing. Yes. I thought it was gonna be an easy song.
It is.
Like a ballad or something.
Easy.
Y'all have produced some really good songs.
That's what Hadley was saying. Hadley.
Yes, seriously. I suspect he messaged me and said, play some of the other songs. If I tell you the area code, you might be able to tell me if it's him, right? Shelly, somebody just wanted to know, Shelly, how do you manage your architectural studies and still have time for the music? I studied architecture, and I know it's not an easy task, especially the design studios. That's a question for you.
Yeah, architecture is a very time-consuming field, and studies have proven that it's the most time-consuming field that one can go into. And to be honest, I feel like my success in balancing the two has been because I saw it as a balance. You know, a balance, everything has to be weighted up. And I put the same emphasis in my music as I put into architecture. And I believe the moment that I try to give one priority is the moment that it's going to be obvious that, you know, sorry, yeah, I'm talking.
Yes, thank you.
The moment that I start to give one priority, it's going to be pretty obvious that, you know, I'm excelling in one and I'm not excelling in the other, and I want to excel in both because I love both of them. And to be honest, though that might come with sleepless nights, and a lot of time like Jelani will wake up at 4 a.m. and he'll be answering to my message from before he went to sleep. And when I answer him at 4 a.m., he'll give me a whole lecture about you need to get your sleep and whatever. And I'll be like, no bro, I take a little rest, I just back up now. Okay. You know, and
truth?
Yeah. Sometimes I like
you can tell me that after the walking.
But to be honest, it has a sleepless nights, but it's a lot of time management as well. And sometimes I may slip up and on deadlines and all of that, Jelani can tell you. But I think he understands, knowing my work well.
So people love the music. How are people able to get their hands on your music? Musical Signal Band. especially with the launch of this album, Signature?
So on Friday, we launched our album, and it was an online launch, launching stores on Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, Pandora, Google Play. And so far, I think most of the downloads have been through Amazon, because I mean everybody orders on Amazon, but not everyone has an iPhone that they could have Apple Music and all that. So it's been getting downloaded from a lot of these different mediums, and we went through the online release because it's a technological age, and Mac, a lot of people are still requesting physical copies, which we are in the process of ordering, and just to make the fans happy, so they'll be able to buy it from band members. So that's going to be coming, but for now it's on all those streaming and downloading and buying websites, so all those platforms, and it's getting uploaded on New Music Zone tonight. We're going to try it tonight.
Yeah.
I just try and give them a task on the spot.
Yes.
But
after he leaves here, he has work to do.
Yeah, straight up. So far you can get it online, but if you go on Google and you search Signal Band Signature, Google will direct you, guys.
Okay.
Google is like my future wife. She has everything I'm looking for.
Is that so? Awesome. Let's take this call. Hello, good evening.
Oh, I frightened.
Originally, right?
I thought I was going to call your son.
Son. You have to change.
Good night, Lammy. Good night.
Sorry, I apologize. Thanks, Mom.
Oh. Wow. So we are on for the World Queer Music Festival. How are we preparing for that? What can the fans expect from Signal Band at the WCMF? And of course, I mean, once there's Curl in the Park as well.
I don't believe that. You gotta make it sweet.
Anwar has been too quiet.
Yeah, you gotta make it sweet.
Okay, Anwar, before we go to you, let's take this call. You have to make sure you engage the fans when they call. Let's take this call. Good evening.
Good night.
Remember you all guys on the truck, with big bands on them, but you all fight it off, and you all make it off. So that is where I have the problem, because I always call in and say that Dominica have a natural talent, that they have hidden, and especially the DJs, they produce too much of the foreign music. You know what I mean? And we have our music hidden, and that is the style of our music that they copy in to get themselves beat how they get in. But we always mash them up. All we need is proper marketing. The DJs come on the radio station, then you tell it to airplay, and everybody will get to it. But when they leave it on the side, and they weasel it one night more, and they're not playing the night so often, and then the lyrics are by a that's bad. You know what I mean? So congratulations, keep it up.
Respect.
Hello, good evening. Yes, go ahead.
Grew up with and to see where they've come in such a short time. People might not know the struggles, but by their humbleness and really the professionalism they take to what they do.
Thank you.
No man, thanks.
Thanks a lot, man.
Okay, back to you, Anwar. Thank you, caller.
Okay, so Girl Festival, Girl in the Back. What I can tell you when it comes for stage performance, the back is hard. We prep, and hey, it's don't have the words to give it to you. Tell you this, when you come, it's really explosive. Because we have all dancers. I mean, one thing I will always love this for is that with the drill, with the smallest mistake that is made during practice, hey, stop, get it right. Yeah, I mean, for Carrot Fest, we give a sample of what Carrot Festival is going to be like, and then we put a big stamp inside of a Carrot Fest, so they can tell you when Carrot in the back come, you better make sure that you're in the back, because that's going to be the explosion. But I can tell you for sure, Carrot Festival, Sheldon, myself, the whole crew, and Jelani going to stand up in the crowd like he usually does, hold his hands, watch. Yeah. It does be tough, honestly, on stage. When you see Jelani fold his hands and on stage,
Jelani, you tough.
Yeah, but I can tell all the patrons for sure, if you're not a Dominican for Carrot Festival, you're going to miss one of the best performances from Signal Band. And I'm trying to tell everybody, make sure that you're here. Come down, show love for the country, show love for our music. I mean, hey, that's something Carrot Festival is going to be one that when you walk out, you're going to talk about it from time. Again, the signature band. Sorry, signature or album.
Derek Contesenrose was here recently, a few weeks ago. He says, a positive young band. Keep up the good work, guys. What's the dream performance?
Well,
yes.
I have my own vision of the dream performance. It's actually not something where a promoter calls us. I've always been telling Jelani that I'm looking forward to this big Buyo concert that we need to put on, where we actually think of all the works of pyrotechnics, dancers, and lights, stupid lights, and mad crowd, and we want people to leave all the Caribbean islands to come for this Buyo concert. Sorry, and Jelani. I remember Jelani had his dream for Illumination. He was like, well, concert this year's Illumination is my idea. Yeah. So we already have one out of two out of the big dreams, and Illumination was done, so your concert will be done. I don't know how soon. We have to get a vast catalogue of music and have confidence in everything before we go on that project.
Okay guys, our time is way past. Time up. Where do we go from here with Signal Band? Where do we go from here?
I think right now the band is on up to in terms of performing locally a lot. We get inquiries from overseas, but I think in terms of going our immediate direction is just to maintain the standard of our production. That is the key thing. Once we can maintain our standard, the sky is the limit, as some callers said. But now we're not going to have too many long term, because we have a few, but for now we're just going to take it step by step. Like I say, remain humble and do what we do best, which is just continuing feeding the market with good positive music, and then letting the music do what they have to do. Let the music do its own work, I would say, basically.
You formed a few partnerships, including Flow.
Yes, including Flow. I think the business side of things has been really on the upturn first. You know what I mean? Like I said in Sheldon, maybe last year at this point, or even a year and a half ago, you would not even get $1 from Flow. Flow. But you know, because like I keep telling you that, you know, you have to work. And when Farmer was here, you know, we had a discussion, and he was saying that, you know, the same thing he said in his interviews before. You have to keep hitting one spot. Once you're doing it right, that one day you'll get that important phone call, you know. So to the partnerships, we have one with Flow, you know, a few other companies are interested in working with us. You know, in terms of our relationship after Illumination has been exceptional. You know, business places are keen to work with us. So in terms of, what I would say, off-stage business, you know, the band has been doing a lot of good things. You know, we also venture on doing our social part as well, where we're looking to adopt, I think, a sports team, you know, and brand it as Signal Band Sports Club. So I think of the field in terms of not being music, the band is doing a lot of positive things, and you know, that is what is, I think, driving us every day. In terms, before we finish, let me not forget, a lot of people have been asking about shirts. You know, we're going full into merchandising as well now. So, you know, soon you're going to be able to purchase your Anibal Love t-shirts and signature t-shirts. You know, like I said, it's all business for us, but the demand has been high, and that just shows that the love is there, the fans are there. So we're gonna make it happen. So pretty soon, the shows will be available for purchase.
Quite a few messages coming in, but I have to read this one. This person says, "Hi Fedina, very good interview. Your guests are fabulous, very entertaining, and such an intelligent bunch. With regards to that album, just want them to know that had this been released in the States, it would have gone platinum because each track would be a #1. Really hope they can penetrate the international market. Sheldon seems to have good work ethics, and as he says, once he applies his time management skills, he will succeed with his studies. Will be able to stay true to his music." So this is just a message there via WhatsApp from someone. I thought so as I just read it and thought that it's something that I should share with you all. We have to wrap up. Some final comments from everybody as we come to the end of what I think is a beautiful program tonight. Yes. That was your final comments? Well, that's fine.
I want to say good night to everyone. Thanks for listening. Thanks for calling. Stay tuned to our social media. For the next couple of weeks, we'll be doing a lot of performances around, so just stay tuned and just look out for your band.
Okay. All right, let's go this way. Let's go. We'll give Sheldon the last word. Yes. Only because, Sheldon, you wrote this beautiful song. Yeah? Okay.
I would just like to say thank you.
Just say who you are again. I had to call you Derns.
Oh, well, Derns, yeah.
That's your nickname? Okay. Oh, you have a stage name too?
Derns is my stage name.
Derns is your stage name?
You
by Mr. J. Okay.
I just want to say thank you to the listeners for listening. Thank you for the nice messages. And look out for more from Signal Van and check out our debut album, Signature. And big up to she asked me to big up to my girlfriend.
Did he just say she asked me?
Yeah. She's looking for that.
Force him.
Beetle J.
Yes, Fedina.
Yes.
I must say thank you.
Yes. We can see you are the elder of the band, You acknowledge me at the beginning, you acknowledging me at the end,
And I could be true too. But let me say thank you to our listeners out there, our fans, locally and especially abroad. And one thing I want to say most importantly, Fedina.
Yes. Beetle J. What's your real name?
Darvin Laban.
Darvin. Okay, Darvin.
Is that R, so it's Darvin, okay?
Darvin. Like Garvin, Darvin.
Yeah. Okay, sure. So Fedina, I want to say to you and any other female out there, next time you go into a relationship, or whether it's a male or female, next time you go into a relationship, don't find anybody who plays the instrument you call on.
All right, thank you for the advice. Okay. Anwar, before Anwar, quickly, somebody saying they're in Texas. How will they be able to get their T-shirt, Jelani? You'll work that out?
To be honest, we have not crossed that bridge as yet because we are just finding ourselves locally. But with the demand coming up from the overseas, we have to find a way to get it. But I think Sheldon being in the States, it will be easy for him to get it done and get it across to the people. So just communicate with us and then we'll work it out.
Awesome. Anwar.
Okay, first of all, I would like to say thank you to all the parents who made this beautiful bunch of guys.
So sweet.
Handsome, okay, I'm handsome.
He's up. It's like praise God. Like big up.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for you all, then we would not be here today. I mean, also thank you to the Almighty Father for giving us the talents that we all have to share with everybody else. To the Dominican people, first of all, we love you because without you, we wouldn't be who we are today. You all give us the strength, you all give us the pressure, the make to make sure that we do what we have to do. Thank you for Diana, also for having us here this evening.
You're welcome.
And thank you to Flo for being one of our main partners, for seeing that the talent that we have and has to go somewhere for us, has to go forward. Everybody, I just want to say to you, good watch kisses, good night.
You should say everybody else somewhere.
Yeah, tricks are there. The tricks are there. Don't say direct, but you're direct there.
Yeah, you tell somebody anyway, I can't say everybody, but you will.
Yeah, it's you.
And keep following the band page, support the music. I mean, go on there, download it, show support, show love, and we're gonna keep doing it just for you.
All right, Charlie, let us see you now. I think you're hiding a bit over there. Yes, that's better. No, well, that's not better.
Okay, I want to take the opportunity to actually stress on the importance of team and teamwork. So I'm going to take the opportunity again to thank every band member of Signal Band. Akim, Malikas, who is away on studies, also shout out Malikas and his studies. Beetle J, Anwar, Donnell, Darren, Giovanni, Raymond, Dylan, Jelani. I just want to thank them for being a great team, and I just want the most guidance and protection over them so that we can remain together, because we have built a chemistry, we work hard to build the chemistry, and I want that chemistry to stay there. And I love you guys.
Thank you so much. I by now and then. I love you there. I love things. That's a hoop. That's a hoop.
Yeah, but to be honest,
I give up.
to be honest, I appreciate the band, and I would have done this brilliant work without you. And a lot of people call me out and dig me up as Shelly boy, deadly track and whatever, and I always have to remind them that it's a team and the band and whatever, because if I had to really tell anybody what it was, you know the mess, we talk about that. So thank you guys, and I want to shout out the listeners, the fans, here and abroad. I want to shout out my group chat, and we have a group chat, yeah, and and shout out my boys 206 in the group chat. Shout out my mother and my father, family members. And I want to just be a businessman and say, if you want to book Signal Band, you need to call Jelani at 277-8400. It's the time for flow.
That's right.
And you can be reached at also signaltheband@gmail.com. You can also check us out on Facebook at Signal Band and on Instagram Signal_Band. Thank you very much.
Levez ever prier. You know what that means, Shelly? Yes. That's all tonight on the In the Spotlight radio show. I really did enjoy this conversation with the young men of the Signal Band. Support them, buy their music, buy their paraphernalia when they have it available for sale. And of course, engage them for whatever gigs that you can engage them for. I think they will certainly be worth it. That's it for tonight. We'll be back here next week, Monday, for another In the Spotlight radio show. Jacinta Banis will be our guest on the In the Spotlight radio show. Do join us then. Thank you for listening. Thank you for viewing. Thank you for supporting. Until next time, good night, everyone. And we leave you with love. Annie, by your love, that's all we're giving to you tonight, now and always.